we're gonna go through Caleb's. Yeah, see, I started it, and I'm gonna go back. We're gonna go back to the start. I think what I remember is that Silas, not Silas. Why am I saying Silas? Because I'm thinking Silas.
Mission complete.
Is that Caleb is rebuilding our old house or something? And I don't know why. Okay, sorry. Here we go. Okay, finally, I'm free from my overtime shift. Light pierces the gray sky that the spatial anomaly had enshrouded. Standing under the trees, I watch as the distorted space before me disappears. For unstable, strange anomalies, hunters must promptly investigate and eliminate their energy sources. That's why my workload has increased recently. So what are the energy sources? Like the Wanderers or something else? Are you free to stop by the old house? Why are you there? And when did you return to Lincoln? Why didn't you tell me? Let's meet up. I also need your help with something. The ruins of our old house were cleared away a while back. Why is Caleb there? I slow down as I approach the familiar street on my motorcycle. Hang on, give me a second. Okay, yes, that's off. As I turn the final corner, a rooftop, familiar yet strange, catches my attention. Yes, child, I'm aware. Isn't that where our old house used to be? I park my motorcycle and hurry over. Shocked, I see the home for my memories is standing before me. Oh yeah, that's right. The scent of dry wood hangs in the air as I push open the gate to the front yard. I make my way inside and step over the stacks of wooden planks scattered across the ground. A tall figure is on a ladder by the window. Caleb was wearing white gloves and hammering a nail into the window frame.
You're here. The news said the Hunters Association is busy dealing with all those anomalies lately. I was worried you might be swamped with work.
Indeed I was. He tilts his head and raises his chin in my direction.
Screw.
I bend down to take a screw from the bag on the ground. I hand it to him, and the electric screwdriver whirs for a moment. Should we really be talking about that?
What do you want to talk about then? Did you eat? What did you have? Was it good?
I just ate some Wingstop. I raise my hand to smack him, but then I remember he's still on the ladder, so I hold it steady instead. Did you hire someone to rebuild this place? I look around. The basic structure of the old house has been completely rebuilt. Only some of the interior is still unfinished, sorry.
I hired a professional team. They rebuilt it to the point where it's almost an exact copy.
And you're only telling me about this now?
Would you join them if I told you earlier? I might as well wait until the house had taken shape.
So I'm here to be your cheerleader? I deliberately raise my arms to do an exaggerated cheerleading pose. You're so cool, you're so smart. Go, Caleb. Oh, MC's funny. Caleb takes off his gloves and taps my forehead. What are you doing, child? You're tickling me.
I can hire professionals to rebuild the house, but the interior has to be done by me.
Child, what do you need? Okay. Thanks for the cheer. Okay, with sweat dripping from his face, he climbs down the ladder. I pick up a bottle of water from the ground, open it, and give it to him. I watch as he tilts his head back for a few sips. So, Caleb the Master Builder finally realized he needed an assistant for the renovations.
I didn't want to bother a busy hunter like yourself with something simple. You might not find it worth your time.
Caleb, are you not a colonel for, like, a fleet space thing? Like, aren't you busy too? So why are you suddenly... Why does it seem like you have more free time than MC does? He reaches past me to pick up a paper hat from the windowsill. I feel a slight weight on top of my head. Looking up, I can only see the brim of the hat.
That's why I decided to let you paint the walls.
He moves behind me and ties an apron around my waist.
Besides, it's a task that should be done by 2 people.
Only 2. My heart skips a beat as he leans down. We make eye contact as he glances up. I lower my gaze and mutter under my breath. I think you got too used to bossing me around when we were kids, so now you want to relive the good old days.
Do you need a reenactment to remember who was actually bossing people around?
He gives me a knowing look, and memories flash through my mind. I feel a twinge of guilt. I used to constantly pester him into helping me with all sorts of things. Well, when you got an evol that lets you manipulate gravity, I would be taking advantage of it too. We have a lot of walls to paint. If we don't start soon, we'll run out of time.
And since we're on the topic of reminiscence, I actually invited you here to help me remember how this place used to be furnished.
I pick up the paint roller, coat it with latex paint, and start applying it evenly to the wall. This color is similar to the original one.
It's not really popular anymore. I had to visit several stores before I found it.
A question surfaces in my mind. After pondering for a bit, I glance at him. I purposefully act nonchalant. What about the furniture? You can't possibly find stuff that's exactly like the original.
I found some old photos that were taken inside the house. I already brought them to a furniture store to have custom pieces made.
Why are we going through all this trouble again? That's a question I didn't have answered before. I didn't expect you to be so dedicated. Caleb slightly turns his head. His gaze softens as it sweeps across my face.
You don't want me to do this?
Oh, I didn't say that. Yeah, I didn't say that. I turn away and watch the roller change the wall's color. Unlike layers of paint, the questions in my mind are impossible to smooth out. Is he doing this just because he misses the past? The sunset's final rays fall on the floor by the window. They illuminate the tiny dust particles floating in the air. Caleb and I sit side by side against the wall. While the room is still empty, scenes from our life here seem to materialize. If Grandma could see this, she'd be happy, right? Caleb wraps his arm around my shoulders.
Yeah, she would.
Aside from the tenderness in his eyes, a trace of melancholy briefly appears. Not wanting things to get too somber, I fidget with the paper hat in my hands. I fold its pointed tip inward. Yes. I'm in the middle of streaming. I know, but that's because Dad was trying to make a joke. He wanted you to be in on it. So it works? Woohoo! Not right this second. I don't know. I don't know. Probably. Alright. Bye. I know I got interrupted the same time. Okay, don't worry, that one was short. I know it was around the same time. I was like, watch. You want to know the funny thing? Yesterday it was my mom. Yesterday it was my mom who interrupted. But I called her beforehand because I was like, if she calls me during this, you know, then it'll be another interruption. But then I was like, you know what? I'll call her ahead of time and say hi to her and talk to her for a little bit. And I did. I already talked to her. This time it was my sister. Because I had called her earlier, but she didn't answer. So she was calling me back. In other words, can you tell how busy I am and how people won't leave me alone? I know, funny how it works. Well, I guess, what is it? She wants me to meet up with her later, so hopefully this won't take too long, and either it'll only be Caleb's today, or maybe it'll be Caleb's and Zane's today. I don't know, we'll see. Let's continue. That was a short one this time. Your paper hat is a little boat now.
You're still not tired of this game, huh?
Caleb takes the little boat. He skillfully unfolds and refolds it. The paper in Caleb's hands quickly transforms into a new object.
Give me your hand.
A paper crane lands in my palm. I gently touch its wing with my finger. When I was little, I think I used to pester you about folding 1,000 paper cranes for me. Realizing I've unintentionally brought up the past, I quickly shift to a more lighthearted tone. The ones from before don't count. I'll keep this one safe, but you still owe me 999 paper cranes.
There's no such thing as a free meal.
Who said anything about that? Don't you think your accommodation tonight should come with a fee? 999 paper cranes in exchange for a soft, comfortable sofa is the deal of a lifetime. Caleb laughs as he touses my hair.
You're twisting my words in your favor, but deal.
Despite my day being hectic with work, child! You picked the noisiest toy to use. That's my dog. With a loud toy. Okay, despite my day being hectic with work, I'm unable to sleep in my bed. Oh yeah, this is more or less where I left off of, right? As I toss and turn, that question keeps swirling in my mind. Even if I asked him, he probably wouldn't tell me the truth. Oh, that's right. You were having a nightmare. Sounds from the living room make me open my eyes. Caleb? An inexplicable unease washes over me. I sit up in bed before I quietly walk out of the bedroom. Yep, around here after you wake him up. Oh, okay, yeah, okay, this is where I left off. Okay. Faint moonlight outlines Caleb's sleeping figure. It causes the sound he's making to be more distinct. Caleb's arm is draped across his forehead. The blanket... Excuse me. Oof. The blanket is only up to his chest while sweat glistens on his neck. Is he having a nightmare? Wake up! I gently shake Caleb's shoulder. Caleb, wake up. It looks like he heard me. He lowers his arm and furrows his brow. I touch Caleb's forehead. He opens his eyes and his gaze slowly focuses on what's around him. Did you have a bad dream? He averts his gaze, yet he holds my hand that's resting on his forehead.
It was a confusing dream. I can't remember it well now that I'm awake. Go back to bed.
He releases my hand and pats the back of it twice as if to reassure me. As expected, he avoids answering my question. I sit down on the carpet beside the sofa.
What's wrong?
I'll stay until you fall asleep.
Are you treating me like a child?
What if I am? It's nice to be a kid every now and then. You'd always sneak me out to go on little adventures after I had nightmares. We'd play in the garden. Caleb looks taken aback for a moment. It's as if he didn't expect me to talk about the memories from where we first met. Is that like around the time when they were still like test subjects? I think. I don't know. I haven't gone into Caleb's myth stuff. So like some of this stuff I don't know for sure.
Why did you bring that up all of a sudden?
Probably because it was the time I most frequently had nightmares. I rest my head next to his. Under the hazy moonlight, we stare at each other. Do you still remember that place? He turns onto his side and uses his arm to cushion his head.
How could I forget? I wanted to escape to that place as much as you did.
That was a small garden behind the shelter. It only had a few playgrounds worn down by the elements. During the Chrono Rift catastrophe, that place became even more derelict because of the rampaging wanderers. But for children, broken slides, seesaws, and swings were more appealing than a shelter filled with crying and fear. And here I thought you were comforting me because of my nightmares. In reality, you were just using me as an excuse for your adventures.
Luckily for us, you were a very effective excuse.
He tousles my hair.
I really didn't like staying in the shelter. But sneaking out alone to go on slides and stuff felt too childish.
So you made me the immature one?
My job was to protect your childishness, thanks.
Then will you let me protect you after you have nightmares? Caleb is stunned, but he quickly regains his lighthearted smile.
Are you saying you think I'm childish?
I didn't say that. Yep. I poke his face. An actual mature person wouldn't refuse to admit they had nightmares. He lowers his gaze. He's looking at my finger that's touching his skin. Huh?
If I admit it, will you take me on an adventure?
Smiling, I grab his hand. I know the perfect place for one. Okay, yeah, I don't think we got past that point. So this is all new territory. Yay! The next day, Caleb and I travel across most of the city to reach an area that's become unfamiliar to us. The shelter from the Chrono Rift catastrophe has long since vanished in the city's reconstruction. The roads, nearly devoid of people, become narrower as we walk. Did it get demolished already? I mutter under my breath.
It's okay if that small garden disappeared, you know. These roads have an adventurous feel to them.
Oh, I like that jean jacket. That's a nice jean jacket. I'm pretty sure that's a jean jacket.
And if we run into a wanderer, that'd definitely make me forget my nightmare.
I know he's trying to comfort me with jokes, but I'm hoping that the place with our shared memories still exists. If fighting wanderers works, you're welcome to become a hunter. I can guarantee you'll only have sweet dreams.
Okay, but I feel like I heard that before.
What, becoming a hunter?
The last part.
Several words suddenly resurface in my mind.
I think...
I remember now, you were the one who said it. Sauce, I promise to take you to a real paradise someday. It'll be a place with only sweet dreams. I moved my head dramatically while mimicking teenage Caleb's voice. A hint of embarrassment gradually appears on his face.
Even though years have passed, you still remember that? Did you have a hidden recorder on you back then?
It was our first promise. Of course I remember. Caleb pauses. Joy briefly shines in his eyes.
The first one.
Why'd you say it like that? What? His warm hand grabs mine as he leads me forward.
Come on. Maybe that place is still there.
Resolved, we walk faster toward the end of the alley. The alley emits a faint pinkish-purple glow. As I step into that light, the ground beneath my feet suddenly vanishes. What the frick? Huh. What awaited me wasn't the fall I had expected. I'm greeted by a weightless sensation. Throughout this dreamlike floating amusement park, colorful rides interweave with wispy clouds. What the frick? Enormous planets hang in the pinkish-purple sky. They're seemingly within reach. I float within Caleb's line of sight. The light and I are embraced by his gaze. When did this place become a spatial anomaly?
At least it's still a playground. It even looks like what we imagined as kids.
In this weightless space, Caleb floats toward me with effortless grace. It's unlike my unsteady wobbling.
Warning. Unstable fluctuations detected. Please locate the energy source and eliminate it.
This place is huge and we're just floating around. Who knows how long it'll take for us to find it.
Perfect. Now we have enough time for an adventure.
Oh, okay. We literally went to La La Land.
If you don't want to float away, don't let go of me.
He takes my hand and I instantly feel that familiar gravity. I think I can walk on thin air. Holding Caleb's hand, I take a few steps, and then I find myself jumping for joy. Caleb, I feel like this place was made for your evol.
I'd rather believe this place exists because of our promise.
Aww. He leads me through the air as brilliant, colorful amusement park rides float around us. Each one seems to be capable of bringing endless delight.
This does feel like a place where only sweet dreams could exist. Is there anything you'd like to try?
I look around, but my mind... Huh? But my mind inappropriately leaps to the amusement park in Skyhaven. What do you mean inappropriately, MC? What the frick? My heart aches with an inexplicable pain. The memory suddenly rewinds to the moment when... I'm sorry, what? Okay, sorry, let me reread that. My heart aches with an inexplicable pain. The memory suddenly rewinds to the moment when his lips brushed against my ear. That burning sensation returns. I lower my gaze and point to the least conspicuous attraction among all the rides, the merry-go-round. I want to ride that one.
You're not interested in the thrilling rides? You dragged me to each and every one of them last time.
That's why I want to go on the ride we didn't get to. Caleb is stunned for a moment. A thin veil of darkness appears in his eyes.
So you won't be reminded of that Skyhaven amusement park. Alright.
I'm confused. What does the Skyhaven amusement park have to do with anything? Is this myth stuff that I don't know about? This is why I need to go through the myths. I need to stop procrastinating on them, but every time I try to stream it, someone calls me. Caleb carefully tightens his grip on my hand and walks towards the merry-go-round. This is weird. A gentle ethereal melody drifts through the air as the lights on the merry-go-round turn on one by one. I sit on a white carousel horse while Caleb takes the black one next to me. Of course he would. Do you remember the first time we went to that little garden? There was only a broken toy horse lying on the ground.
You looked very disappointed and asked why it couldn't be a merry-go-round.
Then you used your evol to make the toy horse float. You let me sit on it before you spun it around.
Unfortunately, I wasn't good at using my evol back then. The horse did one spin before collapsing. You fell.
The horses rise and fall in a steady rhythm, and our gazes meet at shifting heights. As my white horse slowly rises, I look at him. Caleb, I wanted to ride this because when I think back to those days, everything seemed more pure.
What do you mean by pure, exactly?
I don't know what MC means.
If I could, I'd go back to those days. Two people who met in a shelter. They were growing up together, without being so close to each other.
What does that mean? His black horse rises and our positions are reversed. As he looks at me, a somber fire burns in his gaze.
That's my idea of purity.
What does purity have to do with anything? As the carousel spins, the colorful horses blur into... Lucky! Give me that! Leave that alone. Goodness. As the carousel spins, the colorful horses blur into swirling, indistinct shapes. In the center of my gaze, only his face remains in focus. But you also missed those days when we were with Grandma, didn't you? Why else would you rebuild our old home and try to make everything look the same as it did back then? Something tells me Caleb has a slight vendetta against Grandma, but I don't know. The music ends and the merry-go-round stops spinning. The black and white horses return to their original positions. We make eye contact.
Because I keep having nightmares about it being blown up.
Oh. Caleb. Oh, that hurts, man. The calmer his voice is, the clearer the unconscious sounds he made during his nightmare are in my mind. Oh.
I thought the nightmares would stop if I rebuilt our old home.
My heart cries out in pain as if an invisible hand is squeezing it. I jump down from the horse and step forward to embrace Caleb. Oh, oh, right in the heart. You could have told me sooner. Caleb freezes. Then he slowly wraps his arms around my back, and they tighten around me.
I miss the past. I really do. But I want more than that.
In his embrace, I look at him. It won't be just the past. Didn't we go on an adventure?
Yeah. Any adventure we have here will turn into sweet dreams at night. Right?
My hunter's watch suddenly sounds an alarm. The energy source has appeared. Caleb points at something nearby.
Is that it?
I look in the direction he's pointing in and see a tiny paper crane. Its colors are illuminated by light as it glides diagonally above the clouds. In this weightless space, it seems carefree as it flies freely. I'm surprised the paper crane is the energy source for a massive place.
Maybe it contains all the wishes and energy of the person who folded it.
Caleb says this somewhat thoughtfully. Then he immediately lowers his head and talks with his usual tone.
Didn't I also use a paper crane to get myself one night at your place?
You promised me 1,000 cranes. Don't try to get yourself out of that. He laughs, grabs my hand, and pulls me towards the clouds.
Let's deal with your mission first. Then we'll go home so I can continue making them.
If a wonderland where sweet dreams become a reality really exists, then our tightly clasped hands as we run and the smile on Caleb's face will appear in my dreams time and time again. At the cloudy edge of the amusement park, we catch up to the paper crane. I reach out and it lands in my palm. Once I remove its energy, this place will disappear.
You're having second thoughts.
Does anyone want a wonderland to exist for a short period of time, especially one that only offers sweet dreams?
The old garden from our childhood never gave us any nightmares, right?
I pause and turn to look at him. His gaze is bathed in a soft light.
Whether a dream is good or bad depends on the people who appear in them. If you're in every dream I have from now on, it's okay if this place disappears.
It feels like it feels like soft, fluffy clouds have wrapped themselves around my heart, and I can't talk. And an expanse of tenderness protects it as it races with joy. Ah, yes, we are in La La Land. Nice outfit change. Because of our resonance, the energy within the paper crane transforms into countless shimmering particles that slowly flow through our bodies. As they disperse, the clothes that Caleb and I are wearing unexpectedly transform into elegant formal wear. Is this what it feels like to be in a fairy tale? Caleb smiles and pulls me down to lie beside him. The clouds part as our bodies sink, and they quickly envelop us again.
Then, let's stay in this fairy tale for a while longer.
I raise my hand, my fingertips touching the soft, wispy clouds. The delicate strands dissolve into nothingness. This magical place is slowly fading away. I decided to say the words that have been swirling in my heart for so long. Caleb, an old little garden can transform into a breathtaking wonderland one day. And even when you rebuild an old house and make it look exactly like it did back then, you'll realize everything inside is new. He raises his hand and slowly intertwines his fingers with mine.
Relationships between people can become something new as well, right?
Only if that's what you want.
I want it.
I know. The fading clouds pass through our joined hands as midsummer's radiant glow sets the sky aflame. And the person beside me shines as bright as summer's morning sun. Oh, we're in the scene. Everything we experienced today we've experienced today will appear in my dreams.
Let's make this dream even more unforgettable. That paper crane will be lonely if we leave it as is, though. You wanted me to fold you 1,000 paper cranes when we were kids. What about now? They won't just be in deep space. They'll live on in my dreams. With you.
Oh, this is actually really cute. And MC gets a little bit of screen time. Let's go! That's so cute.
Of course. I want to have a place in your heart that's different from before. I want to share every adventure with you in the future, with this new role. Is that okay? Something more adventurous. Adventures that only existed in dreams have become today's reality.
Oh, the little twirl.
Hold on tight. The train is about to leave. Are we already doing that? The future is right now.
Aww, that was actually really cute. Okay, I'll admit that's the first time I've gone through one of the memories where Caleb actually kisses MC. I don't think I've gone through any of the other ones yet. That's so cute. After the dreamlike amusement park disappears, the true appearance of the area is revealed. Coincidentally, the small garden had been used to build a real children's playground. On this afternoon with clear skies, sunlight bathes the small yard. Wearing a wide-brimmed straw hat, I crouch down while holding a young sapling. Caleb's shadow falls over me as he holds a shovel. He puts soil in the small hole he dug for the sapling.
That's good. Let it go, and we'll see if it stands.
I slowly release the sapling, and it doesn't fall. Under the sunlight, its tender green leaves seem to glow. I heard saplings grow incredibly fast. It might be taller when you visit again. Caleb hands me a watering can before picking up one himself. He crouches down beside me to water the little sapling. It's a shame the tall pagoda, I don't know if that's how you say it, tree is gone. We used to measure our heights against it.
When you were worried about not growing tall enough, you'd stand under that tree every week. I had to carve a mark for you with my pocket knife.
Caleb sets down the watering can and presses his fist against his lips.
Let me tell you a secret. I was just messing with you when you thought you were growing taller.
Nice.
You couldn't see what I was doing, so I just carved the mark a little higher. You never noticed.
Really, Caleb? At this point, you've been messing with me my whole life.
But you grew taller in the end, right? So it doesn't count.
I toss aside the empty watering can and try to tickle Caleb, but he quickly catches my arm. Caleb sits on the ground in the small garden. One hand is propped against the earth while his other arm is wrapped loosely around me. He tilts his head back to gaze at the sky.
You're right. Too bad the pagoda tree is gone. It could have backed up my story.
My hand pauses before resting on Caleb's shoulder. Don't be sad just yet. This little sapling will grow too. It'll witness many things.
Good.
Caleb raises his hand and plays with the necklace I gave him.
We'll wait for it to grow up together.
Was that their like hint hint wink wink at instead of never mind, let me shut up. No, wait. Was that their way of like wink wink nudge nudge? Instead of talking about having kids, you talk about a little sapling instead. That's so funny if that's the case. Okay, I got Caleb's outfit. Yay! Ooh, and the hairstyle too. That's so cute. Okay, well, that was adorable. I'll admit Caleb is really the only one I don't see very romantically all that much in regards to the other ones, so but I'll admit that got me to smile. It was really cute. I thought that it was really cute. I liked it. I think I'm starting to come around to Caleb slowly but surely. I need to go through more of his memories and stuff before I fully, I guess, start to welcome the idea, but that was really cute. I liked it. Could be what could be. Oh, about the plant thing. See, you got what I meant, right? They're like, oh, you know, we'll watch this sapling grow up. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Also, you're right. That was shorter than I expected. So, that was all of Caleb's. And it was cute. It was adorable. I liked it. So, after you go through the memory and you get the dress, which, by the way, hi, Caleb. You can come over here and you can go over here and you get the ring, right? Because I already got the dress. First you have to get the memory, then you have to get their outfit, then you have to go through the memory, and then you get the dress, and then you can get the ring, which is right here. So now I've got all of that. Just for Caleb right now, though. And I do want to go through... What is this? Oh, I have a new thing.
Well, it'll always respond to your fingertips. Do you feel it? Every heartbeat is my answer to you.
Oh, that's cute. So yeah, now I have, if I were to go into the photo studio for Caleb, I can switch and put him in his outfit. Oh shoot, didn't mean to do all that. And then we can go to mine. And here it goes. And I guess I can wear the veil if I want to. Oh, you have this veil. And then you can come over here. There's the earrings. And here's the ring. Which I know you can't see the ring right now, but you will see it. Also, I think there's a specific hairline you can try. This one. That's so cute. Oh, that's cute. I love all the dresses and the hairstyles. That's so cute. And then what you can do is put us in a cute little pose together. And bam. And then we can do a cute little background. I tell you what, we can do this background. And bam, look at us. We're so adorable. Isn't that cute? There's other poses you could do. That's a funny one. You could do that one. You could do this one. We could do this one. Where's one that shows off the ring? You can see it on MC's hand. There you go. Right here. There's the little ring. By the way, this is Raphael's Affinity 100 ring. But yeah, there's the ring. So basically, all I gotta do is... What is it? Go through the remainder of the memories, and then we can continue. I don't remember which hairstyle I had before. It was this one. What's this one? You know, honestly, I got a haircut, so my hair's not even that long anymore. I think it's around this length now. But I choose to keep it at this length because that's just how I like it. So anyways, that is the outfit and ring for Caleb. So, since that one wasn't so long, I'm going to try and see if I can do another one. We're going to go, and we're going to do Zane's next. What is this one? Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, I think we're going to go through this one next. I feel like it won't take that long, so let's do it. I took Zane to a forest park on the outskirts of the city for a relaxing camping trip after his intense work schedule, but we ended up stumbling into a mysterious realm. Okay, I heard this one's really cute. Zane's starting to, I don't know, him and Xavier are like neck and neck when it comes to the third spot. Like, I'm starting to see more of his loving side, and I don't know. Xavier's in my top 3 for now, but if Zane keeps this up, he might end up winning. Or replacing him in the top 3. Okay, the cart's wheels crush the grass as I transport the last batch of supplies into our campsite. Outdoor camping mat, stove, folding chairs. Phew, that's everything. Zane, who's in charge of setting up the tent, looks up from the instruction manual.
Thank you for your hard work, Chief of Logistics.
You're welcome. Saving that. It's nothing. This can barely be considered a warm-up. Looking at the tent that has yet to be assembled, I walk over to Zane. So how's our Minister of Housing doing? Do you need some help? Zane gives the instruction manual a little shake.
I understand the theory, but I ran into a slight problem with the practical application. If you're willing to help, that would be perfect.
I pick up 2 corners of the inner tent and spread it out. Meanwhile, Zane crouches down to compare our setup with the diagram in the manual.
Ah, the poles were threaded through the wrong ends. No wonder it wouldn't stand up properly.
He quickly adjusts the crossing poles. Then we raise the tent and position it properly. You're somehow a professional and an amateur at this. Zane secures the 4 corners of the tent before pulling out the rainfly from a bag.
I can't tell if that was a compliment or a critique.
Maybe it was both.
I set up tents during department retreats. However, I've been too busy these past few years to keep up with it. Now I can barely remember anything about the outdoors.
He passes me 1 corner of the rainfly and we unfold it together in perfect sync.
But it's okay. I've committed the technique for setting up a 2-person tent to memory.
As we smooth out the rainfly, Zane walks to my side and gently brushes against my shoulder.
I'm certain this skill will often come in handy from now on.
While Zane's tent setting skills might be a little rusty, his dessert making abilities are still impeccable. He knows how to make desserts? I thought he just ate them. The desserts he packed from home are still crispy. After the satisfying meal, I sink into the folding chair and look at the starry sky. If there's a shooting star right now, I'd wish for...
4.
I close my eyes as I speak. I purposefully act out an exaggerated display of sincerity. I wish I could have Zane's desserts every day from now on, especially the freshly baked ones. As soon as the words leave my mouth, I realize how greedy my wish sounds. No, it sounds like wink wink nudge nudge, you should propose to. Every day might be too much. I'll settle for whenever Dr. Zane isn't busy. 1 second passes and then 2. Yet all I hear is the whisper of the wind. Is he going to say anything? I open one eye to sneak a peek at him. He catches me in the act, and an irrepressible smile appears on his face.
You don't need the help of a shooting star to grant a simple wish.
Aww.
I'll take its place and make it come true myself.
Aww. Above us, the Milky Way shines like a crystal in the darkness. It's as if we stepped into another world. It's so beautiful. Thankfully, I followed my doctor's advice. He always says that looking up at the sky is good for my neck and shoulders.
Your doctor is correct, so you should definitely listen to him.
Something warm brushes against my lips. I glance down. Zane is holding up a freshly grilled zucchini, waiting for me to take a bite. Zane, look. You don't like carrots? I don't like zucchini.
Your doctor says you've been eating nothing but grilled meat and desserts all night. You should have some fiber, too.
Okay, listen. You can't pull out the doctor move. He's got a point, and with the way he's looking at me, there's no room for argument. I take a bite. But before I could even taste it, uneven grains of salt melt on my tongue, making me instinctively frown.
Not good?
No, just bit my tongue. It's not salty at all. Try it yourself. Before I can carry out my plan to get Zane to fall for my trap, I suddenly sense a faint energy fluctuation.
What's the matter?
There's an energy fluctuation, but my watch doesn't detect anything unusual. Zane moves closer to me and places a reassuring hand on my back.
We should check it out just to be safe. I'll accompany you.
We carefully patrol the perimeter of our campsite, and after we've confirmed there are no signs of any wanderers, we relax. Weird. Why would it...
Being vigilant is always a good thing.
If I sense anything else tonight... Zane gently pats my head.
Then we'll do another check.
You trust me that much?
Of course. I trust you unconditionally. Except for...
Yes.
Except for when you tell me it's not salty at all.
I love it. When I wake up, every muscle in my body feels grateful for the air mattress Zane picked out. I unzip the tent and leisurely start my morning stretch, but then I freeze. In the clearing near our campsite, an imposing tower had appeared out of nowhere. Zane!
I just saw on the news that...
Zane steps out of the tent and seemingly forgets what he's about to say upon seeing the sight before him. What about the news? Zane pulls his gaze away from the tower, pausing thoughtfully for a moment before showing me a news article on his phone.
Last night, the Deepspace tunnel experienced another intense disturbance. As a result, several new spatial anomalies have appeared in various locations. After reviewing the nighttime surveillance footage, it's been confirmed that these spaces exhibit no abnormal energy fields. Citizens are free to enter and exit.
Interesting.
Your fluctuation sensing skills are spot on.
But this is the first time a spatial anomaly appeared right in front of me. Now that I know it's harmless, the tower which had looked so ominous before seems much gentler. When we make eye contact, Zane understands what I'm thinking.
Do you want to check it out?
Foreseer Zane? A lot of time passes before we find the tall tower's entrance, and then we're greeted by a long flight of stairs once we're inside. It's like they were waiting for us. Zane and I breathe a sigh of relief when we finally enter the spacious, level Great Hall. I feel like I did half of my daily workout quota by climbing those stairs.
It certainly is exhausting.
Building a long staircase. Has the tower's owner never left this place? Or maybe he was thinking. I clear my throat and deliberately lower my voice. I shall build this tower to be far above the station of mortals.
I see. So this is your definition of being above your station. But there might be another reason behind it. For instance, perhaps he dislikes being disturbed. Or he wants these stairs to discourage anyone who wasn't truly committed to visiting.
You seem to understand his train of thought. I wonder if if the tower's owner would consider you a confidant if you two met.
I'm different. I actually enjoy being disturbed by you. And if we ever had a tower like this, I would carefully consider the dimensions of the entrance's stairway.
Okay, see, what's interesting about this is I have gone through one of Zane's myths, which is the Foreseer one. I haven't gone through Master of Fate. But this is exactly what Foreseer Zane's tower looked like. After circling most of the tower, we become more certain about us being the only people here. We enter the main hall on the first floor, and there stands a massive throne of a peculiar design. The throne, is it made of ice? My curiosity gets the better of me. As I sit on the throne, I run my hands along the massive ice pillars to my left and right. Do you think this belonged to a king? I lower my voice and strike a regal pose as if I'm about to give out commands. We shall deploy 5,000 troops. We'll capture that city and crush our enemies in one fell swoop.
You're a natural at this.
As he approaches, I change my pose. Or maybe the throne belonged to a foreseer who delivered prophecies from the gods. Cough, cough. Leave me. I have received a divine message. Zane stands off to the side, lost in thought. It's only when I wave a hand in front of him that he snaps back to reality. What's on your mind? You've been quiet for a while.
I was just thinking, how did I never notice you had such a talent for acting?
A hunter needs to be flexible. Besides, I'm putting on a good show. Why aren't you playing along?
I was playing along, though.
Zane points to where he had been standing during my royal performance.
Over there, I was playing the role of a royal messenger who didn't dare to speak too much in the royal court. And now, I'm a silent yet devoted messenger to a foreseer. I may not have any lines, but I've played my part.
Wow, smart, smart. Zane's deadpan attempt to explain himself is so amusing that I've decided I've had enough fun. I stand up and move closer to him. Then may I ask this messenger a question? Would he like to help this foreseer move her living quarters? We spend half the afternoon moving our camping stuff into the tower's bedchamber. Y'all are having fun with this, huh? My gaze is drawn to an unassuming door covered in ice and snowflake-like patterns whenever we pass it. As we pass by the door once again, Zane and I stop in our tracks at the same time.
Since we're curious, let's go in and take a look.
Of course, the library. Okay, I have questions. I have questions now. Okay. If this is connecting to Foreseer Zane, then that means with Caleb's, it must be connecting to one of his myths, which, if it's Foreseer Zane, that's not any of the other myths, or the limited myths, those are the standard myths. So it must have connected to Caleb's standard myth too, it's just I haven't read through his standard myth yet. So if that's the case, and we're seeing the game is calling them quote unquote spatial anomalies, right? That means it's like they're letting us peek into these alternate universes a little bit within the current timeline, because most of those myths that we see are from past lives of MC and the love interest, right? So if that's the case, then we're getting to see, what is it? These alternate lives, or I guess you could say universes, right? Within the current timeline. That's my guess, right? So is this more lore? Is like I know it's supposed to be the cute wedding banner stuff, but is this more lore too? Like, I'm curious now. I don't know. I'm starting to piece together stuff, and I'm curious. Anyways, that's enough questioning for now. Behind the door, that's no bigger than a person, is an unexpectedly vast space. Shiny flower buds are scattered on the floor. Meanwhile, bookshelves loom over us. I can't even see the top of them. Is this a library? Why are there flowers growing in a library? I lean down to get a closer look at the buds. They're jasmines. Jasmines? But these are different from the ones I've seen before. When I touch a tightly closed bud, I unexpectedly feel a chill. They're made of ice? Zane bends down to gently stroke the ice jasmine, his movements so familiar, as if greeting an old friend. Okay, that's another question. I know MC doesn't fully remember all the memories from before, right? Do all the guys remember? And yet they just don't tell MC anything? Like, I'm confused.
As expected, not a single flower has bloomed.
He's saying that like he remembers. The crystalline buds refract brilliant light, yet they remain tightly closed. They appear lifeless. I walk to the bookshelves as sunlight streams down from the skylight. It illuminates the dust particles in the air. Where's the ladder? The shelves are so tall. Are we supposed to fly to reach the top? Hang on. I forgot what the ice thing was called, but I do remember reading about it. I hear the sound of ice forming behind me and turn to look. An ice crystal traces an elegant arc through the air. Did you use your evol?
No.
As he speaks, Zane extends his hand. He makes the ice crystal hover above his palm.
It's the ice crystal here, but it seems like I can control it. It probably appeared just now to answer your question.
Zane taps the ice crystal and it immediately flies down to her feet. The ice crystal expands under us and forms a platform. It steadily lifts us into the air. This is amazing. Zane, do you think you can learn how to do this? Then we won't have to wait for elevators anymore. He puts his hand on my waist to steady me.
We can use this to go to your window next time I walk you home.
Be careful, the neighbors downstairs might call the police. I guess you need your own tower to use these conspicuous ice crystals. As my gaze sweeps over the various books on the shelves, I grin. They remind me of the medical textbooks in Zane's home.
Is there a reason why you're smiling again?
I was just thinking that if you had a tower this large, part of it would be a library.
Probably.
Huh. The way Zane's acting is interesting to me. His fingers trail along the bookshelf. With a library this big, we could put research materials here, case files there, reference books over there. As for this spot, I excitedly start imagining what the future library could look like, and he just listens quietly. When I turn to ask for his thoughts, our eyes meet and his somber expression softens.
How about we put your books here? If there's room, I'd also love to add some feel-good stories with happy endings.
If we do that, you'll be in the library for the entire day, and you'd make me stay inside with you. I tease him while I pull out a few random books from the shelf. The text is incomprehensible, but the illustrations are easy to understand. There are so many pictures of jasmines. Whoever owns this place must really like them. Zane seems to eagerly take the book from my hands, though I'm not sure if it's the illustrations or the strange writing that caught his attention. I stand quietly to the side, taking in the entire library from above. My gaze sweeps over the dome and stained glass windows, but in the end, it's the unopened ice jasmine on the floor that draws me in uncontrollably. It's a shame they haven't bloomed yet. The view from here would be beautiful.
It's possible they don't bloom at this time, or the conditions aren't right.
My stomach lets out a low growl, yet it echoes in the empty library. The pages close and the playful smile reappears on the face of the person behind the book.
Regardless of when these jasmines bloom, at the very least we can say it's dinner time.
Sorry. On our third day of camping, we follow our original plan and spend the whole day hiking in the mountains. The weather suddenly changes on our way back. When we return to the tower, we're completely soaked. Thankfully, the tower's fireplace is still working. We put the wood we've collected and finally get a fire going.
Do you feel a little warmer?
Nice outfit. Zane adds 2 more branches to the fireplace. I feel much better now that I took off those wet clothes. Come here, you should eat something. I bring 2 bowls of instant noodles to the fireplace. After looking around, I decided to use one of the stone stools as our table. This spot is perfect. We have a table and we're close to the fire. The only downside is having to sit on the floor.
It's fine. It adds to the camping atmosphere.
We sit down on the floor beside the stool. I start to eat and the hot broth warms my stomach. Contentment washes over me. Sitting on the floor to eat might not be elegant, but there's something wonderfully nice about this. It's like we've gone back to a more ancient time.
Indeed. I suddenly have the urge to go hunting after our meal.
Devouring some noodles, I pat the stone stool and lean back against it. Who knew having a low table would actually make things more comfortable?
If you like it, I wouldn't mind getting a low dining table for our home.
No thanks. I'd rather not have hunting become the after-dinner activity when I come over to your house. After staying here for 2 days, do you feel like this place can be called home?
Yes. And since we're on vacation, it's even more relaxing than being at home.
I shift back against the stone stool and stretch out my legs. I've been thinking about something for the past few days. What if we just kept living in this spatial anomaly?
I suppose you've already concocted a plan.
I wouldn't say that, but I do have some ideas for renovations. The empty space in the back would be perfect for a garden with flowers and vegetables, and the curtains in the bedchamber can be changed.
If you want better sleep quality, using blackout curtains would be ideal.
You and blackout curtains, Zane. The library should stay as is, but we definitely need a kitchen.
Let's design an open plan one. Then you can have freshly baked desserts right away.
That's a good idea. I approve. The firelight is reflected in Zane's eyes. As for the Great Hall, we should have some large plush rugs. They can also cover the stairs.
We can put 2 recliners on those rugs. Then we won't have to sit on the floor anymore.
Oh, they're already talking like a newlywed couple. In the dancing firelight, we keep imagining different ways to decorate this tower. It's as if our plans could become reality at any moment. Honestly, out of all of them, I would say Zane is the most husband-coded. Like, I don't know how to put that. He just is. Why hasn't the owner decorated this place, though?
Maybe only one person lives here.
Lost in thought, Zane adds 2 more logs to the fireplace.
It takes 2 people to make a house feel like home. When you're alone, it's often just a place to stay at. And you tend to make do with the bare necessities. It doesn't only apply to decorations. Eating, sleeping, and daily life, for example.
Have you lived like that before? I feel like I just got called out. He turns to look at me and a shadow briefly appears in his gaze.
Yes.
Same, Zane, same.
In Skyhaven, in Lincoln City, throughout university, when I just started working at Oxo Hospital.
How did you live back then?
I would volunteer to clean the lab after class. I also spent time sitting idly in the office after my shift.
Oh.
I occasionally bought groceries while walking around, but I usually only remember to eat them right before they spoiled.
Same. Why?
I'm not sure. Maybe it's because I had no one to share anything with. I couldn't find the motivation for most things.
Zane, we're getting too close to home now. We're hitting too close to home, man. I mean, calm it down. Perhaps realizing his tone had gotten too solemn, Zane gives me a slight smile. But his expression only makes my heart ache in a way I can't really describe. Zane, are you afraid of being alone?
Not at all. I've simply learned to accept it, grow accustomed to it. I even allowed it to reshape my life.
As he speaks, he slowly clenches his fist.
But I don't enjoy being alone. I don't want to enjoy it.
I place my hand over his and caress it twice.
When I think about the past sometimes, I wonder what I would have become if we never saw each other again.
His voice trails off. Silence descends onto the room. I gently pull him closer and hug him. Oh. These scenes are hitting too close to home, guys. It's good that such a thing didn't happen. His palm rests against my back.
Yes, I'm very lucky.
I look up at him as his nose brushes against my cheek. He nuzzles me. I love the fact that he likes to nuzzle. He's a nuzzler, and I freaking love it. And his cool lips move closer to the corner of my mouth. Ah! It happens once, and then it happens again. His ears turned red.
It's wonderful that you're by my side.
I love you too. Oh, I love it. Oh, yes, the butterflies are there. That was so freaking cute. In the middle of the night, I'm jolted awake by a familiar surge of energy. I plan to get up while not waking Zane so I can investigate, but a warm hand grabs me as soon as I sit up.
What's wrong? Is there another energy fluctuation?
Yeah, it's somewhere in the tower.
I'll go with you.
Oh. Heading to the source of the energy fluctuations, we arrive at the entrance of the library. The door is slightly ajar, and a faint light seeps through the gap. My watch hasn't gone off. Maybe it's like what happened before with the spatial anomaly. I place my hand on the door, and Zane's hand is soon next to mine.
Let's see what happens.
As the library door opens, we discover all the ice jasmines have blossomed, reminiscent of a sea of flowers. Their petals sway. The jasmines bloomed? It happened overnight. Is it related to the energy fluctuations?
Regardless of the reason, we won't be left with any regrets about our trip.
The rain outside has stopped before we realized it. Pure and brilliant moonlight streams through the skylight. Under the moonlight, Zane's features are softened to the point where they exude a rare gentleness. He smiles and holds out his hand to me.
Finding this tower is a miracle in itself. It'd be a shame to let the moonlight and flowers go to waste.
I take his hand, and together we step into the sea of jasmines. Resonant energy hums between our joined palms. Suddenly, countless shimmering particles of light swirl around us. Once they disperse, Zane and I see our clothes have been transformed. Does a flower fairy live here? Like one who says hello by magically changing people's clothes? I look down at my ethereal gown. I can't help but do a little spin.
If there truly is a flower fairy, I believe I'm already standing before her.
In that case, as a flower fairy, I'd say you're the reason why these flowers bloomed. Zane pauses.
Me?
Your presence made the fairy's heart blossom with happiness. That's why all these jasmines unfurled their petals. A tender joy reaches the corner of Zane's eyes.
Well then, may I ask the flower fairy to grant my wish, since I made these flowers bloom?
Walk to the center of the sea of jasmines and make your wish. Maybe the fairy will reappear. Maybe the fairy will appear before you, and together you'll walk across a rainbow bridge. Smiling, Zane walks. Just as I lift my gown, ready to continue our impromptu fairy tale, I see Zane raise his finger slightly. Ice crystals suddenly form beneath my feet, and they lift me into the air. Zane?
A rainbow bridge might be beyond me. I can offer steps under the moonlight. Is that good enough for Miss Fairy?
That's so freaking cute!
The avarice of my wish is unyielding. Trading all the beauty in this world to make a reality wouldn't be enough. Yet what I have now... But I want to give you so much more. One sentence, one embrace, one jasmine petal. They're not enough. Shall we dance? Meeting you is the luckiest thing that has ever happened to me. Like these jasmines. After a never-ending winter, I met the one who brought spring into my life. This space may not last forever. However, I promise to give you more beautiful memories. Every day, starting from this moment. I wish you could be happy for all of eternity. But an even greedier wish of mine is, I wish to be the person who's always by your side when you find happiness. I want to witness every flower bloom in our future together. Will you give me that chance?
This is gonna make me cry.
Then, let us make a vow a sea of jasmines, we'll always see the flowers bloom together.
Oh. Oh my word. If Zane's is making me tear up, I have no idea what's in store for me for the next 3. Like, oh my gosh. That was beautiful. That was so cute. I love it. Yes, I was tearing up a little bit. Oh my gosh. That was making me smile. Like a lot. Like a lot. That was so adorable. I love the idea of slow dancing like that. Only for him to propose. Like, yes. That was cute. That was adorable. I loved it. 10 out of 10. Caleb's was 10 out of 10 too, by the way. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Alright, I'm sorry. I'm back. We're good. Okay. Once we leave the campsite, Zane and I return to our busy lives and work. The weekend finally arrives, and Zane made arrangements for us to meet up. He said he'll fulfill the promise he made a while back.
Are you almost here? I'll come to meet you and pick up some seasonings along the way.
Almost. Give me 5 minutes. My gaze is drawn to a row of jasmines in full bloom outside the florist. Those blossoming memories are still fresh in my mind. Actually, I'll meet you in 10 minutes. I hear the oven timer in Zane's voice from the kitchen.
It's ready. Would you like some tea to go with it?
Ooh, that's a cute outfit I don't have. I watch Zane concentrate on the oven. A slight twinge of guilt materializes. I was worried my wish wouldn't come true before, but now I'm more concerned about you giving up your weekend just to make it happen. You could be resting instead.
Nothing would make me happier than seeing you enjoy yourself.
Aww. I smile at him and point toward the low table in the living room. I put the jasmines there. They like sunlight, so don't move them somewhere else.
You're more worried about the jasmines. You weren't this concerned about me earlier.
Hang on. I'm getting interrupted once more. Ugh. I'm almost done. Goodness. Oh. Okay, we're gonna wrap this up. Go play with her in my room. No, I'm just telling you to. Okay. Last little bit, and then we'll have to end it here. But I do want to continue because these are so sweet. Okay. Well, that's because Zane's gaze shifts to the TV in the living room, and I look at what caught his attention.
Most of the spatial anomalies that emerged recently have disappeared. The effects from this deep space tunnel disturbance are subsiding for now.
The screen cycles through aerial photographs of different spatial anomalies. I can't look away. I don't even understand why I'm fixated on this. After Zane gently coughs, he moves in front of me and blocks my view of the TV.
You're upset.
That sounds less like a question and more like a statement. I'm not. It's just that the place we called home for a few days is probably gone now. And those ice jasmines. I wonder if they'll bloom again. I trail off as I ask myself what I miss more, the tower or the jasmines.
Of course they will.
I look into Zane's eyes and finally realize what's important to me. I'm worried that the dreamy days we share might actually fade away.
Since we made a vow in the Sea of Jasmines.
Zane leads me to the living room. The white jasmines sway in the breeze.
We'll always see the flowers bloom together.
He embraces me from behind, and his arms tighten around my waist.
I promise.
Those words land in my ears as I look at the jasmines in full bloom. They must have heard his promise too. Oh, I didn't want it to end. It was so cute. That was beautiful. I love that one. That one was amazing. Yep. Well, 2 down, 3 to go. I'm gonna end it here, guys. Not that I want to, but that someone's bugging me.
Oh, I'll go ahead and leave. Guys, are you doing a mukbang over there?
No.
I love you, I'm joking.
I was gonna share some with you, but you don't want any. Well, anyways, I'm gonna leave it here, but we'll continue this when I'm free. Alright, I'll see y'all later. Bye.